Hey everyone, SweetJohnnyCage here, back with another guide for Elden Ring. This time I'm going to show you how to take down the Dragonkin warrior in the Lake of Rot. This is a completely optional boss, so you can just ignore this thing and move on. But that is not what I'm about. So I recommend fighting the boss on this platform here. It is, in my opinion, the biggest one and gives you the most opportunity. This is probably not the first Dragonkin warrior that you're fighting. Probably fought a couple of these in the past before. This is not the kind that flies, don't worry. You just have to worry about physical attacks. But this thing is very strong. So strong, in fact, that I thought that maybe I shouldn't be in this area, but in my opinion, the boss is just overpowered. So it's just a very strong enemy that you're going to have to deal with. It doesn't have a lot of health, though. It does go down fairly quickly. You just have to kind of whittle away. What I will say, the biggest tip I can give you is use a faster weapon. I normally use a two-handed greatsword build. However, the speed at which I was swinging my greatsword was too slow, and the boss would constantly punish me. Basically, every single hit, the boss would punish me. So I just switched back over to a longsword, which I think I had at plus 19 at the time. So just use a quicker weapon. That's my advice. The boss has lots of thrashing attacks. The deadliest one of all is when he uses either his left or right hand and sort of like cocks it back a little and then throws it at you. The worst one is when he does this with his left hand, this attack right here. That's really hard to dodge, and you just have to stare at it for a second, and then the instant it starts moving at you, that's when you want to dodge. You also need to be very careful because right after he does that attack, he will rip the hand back, and that'll deal damage to you as well. Another really big tip I can give you, and this is really what solved the fight for me, is that whenever you need to reposition and get away from the boss, what you should do is target the boss and then block while backing up. This allows you to not get hit in the back, which is going to be a source of a lot of deaths. Getting hit in the back in a game like this is basically like a guaranteed critical against you, so you have to be very careful. So when repositioning, don't just run away from the boss. Just make sure your stamina is high as can be, and then just target the boss and back up. This also allows you to keep an eye on the boss and see what he's doing, because as you saw there, he stuck his hand into the ground, and when it's in there for a long time and it has rubble around the hand, that's going to be an earthquake, so you want to get as far away from the boss as possible. So sometimes he doesn't do the earthquake. It's got to have rubble surrounding the hand, like coming out of the ground. So yeah, target it to back up, just like I'm doing here. Like get a few hits in, target him, and then back up. That's really the pattern you want to fight for. Once I started doing that, I felt so much more in control of this fight in particular that he was really not much more of a challenge. That said, though, he still is a Dragonkin warrior, so he can do a whole lot of things. Something I will mention is that the boss can push you out of the arena, so if you I mean, you're in the Lake of Rot, chances are you're doing this anyway. Make sure you have a couple of the boluses that heal the Scarlet Rot. Make sure you have a couple of those ready, just because the boss can push out, and when that happens, it's usually with a really big slam, and you're going to basically build up an entire Scarlet Rot bar by the time you wake up out of that put down, and by the time you recover. So you just want to like quickly jump back onto the platform, get your bearings, heal up, and then get rid of the Scarlet Rot. And that's it. That's the fight. It is hard. It took me a little while. The biggest challenge is just getting to it with as many flasks as possible. But as long as you have boluses, you should be okay. And this boss drops the Dragon Scale Blade, which was dropped by the Stone Digger Troll in the demo. So this weapon was locked pretty far into the game, I will add. So that was interesting. But that's it. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. I'll do my best to help you out. If you're looking for more guides for Elden Ring, please subscribe to the channel so you get alerted when new guides go live. If you're interested in supporting the channel monetarily, please consider becoming a channel member by clicking the blue join button below this video. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and join my Discord. The links for those are in the description below. As always, I'm SweetJohnnyCage. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Okay, cool. Thanks for the moral support, everybody. Really appreciate it. Got it logged out in the notes now. I'm like shaking.